What is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.com. And in this live stream, look, I treat these live streams more for education for you, education for me. And this is like me learning about what's next in mobile, what's next in the app space, what's really working in the strategies today. And today for this live stream, I'm brought on a guest that I'm like, look, Rene, I know nothing about this stuff. And so I'm super excited to learn from you and let you kind of lead the conversation along. So without further ado, let me introduce the guest. His name is, let me bring him on to the TV. Rene, he is the founder of, Rene, you're going to help me with this. Alquimi Innovations?
It's Alquimi Innovations.
Alquimi Innovations. And he's going to talk about the future of internet gaming. It's the intersection of mobile, of meta, of blockchain, all into one. And it is, you can check out his website at karmathegame.guru, karmathegame.guru. All that is linked up into the show notes and into your YouTube description. Rene, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate you having me, Steve, and I'm excited to be here.
Same, dude. So I said this, but I was like, Rene, it's like mobile, meta, blockchain. You picked all the internet buzzy keywords and you kind of put them into one. So talk to me about this. Like if I was writing a clickbaity article, I would probably try to throw all these keywords into one and then come up with an angle for this. So talk to me about what inspired you for this.
Well, it really starts. It starts on the mobile, and it starts as an app, and it is really about social networking and looking at a new way for people to get together on the internet platform, which is completely saturated by a lot of nonsense. And I only say that because we went from classified advertising to dating apps to Tinder, and flashing through to being inundated with fake profiles and scam and hate and a lot of other really bad actors inside of the metaverse, or not the metaverse, but the internet, right? So the internet is really where our focus is, and social connectivity is our niche inside of the internet. So that's kind of where that's all at and what it's about. The app space is our main focus from the perspective of functionality. So how we did what we did, which was gamify classified advertising. So it's not an evolution of dating apps. It's an evolution of classified advertising. So it's a lot more than just people hooking up. It's a lot to do with people getting together for community, for business, for relationships, and whatever. So that gamification is out now in beta in the app stores, available to try out and see what it's all about. So that's the beginning of everything. The evolution, the rest of the buzzwords come from its own evolution, right? And the meta, I say I built the world's first virtual reality motorcycle ride and helmet in 1993. VR has been around. The metaverse is just a book term for VR and social connectivity and the next level of VR interaction. And blockchain obviously has been coming up since the early 2000s and really got popular more so in the last 5 years. But we even on our own platform have our own wallet and our own tokens, which are not blockchain. You don't need a wallet. You can get on with just an email, so there's no barrier to entry. And we did all of that without the blockchain. However, in 2023, we'll allow you to change our wallet to your own wallet. Our tokens will be crypto. We have our own crypto token. We have our own NFTs. This is a great picture because this is a free demo right now. And anybody who downloads this gets to keep this demo, which is really cool because from a perspective of posterity, there'll be some value in this as we move along. In our metaverse, we expand out beyond the gamified, classified advertising, which is what you're seeing right now. That's our app. And we go and we add 5 worlds to that, which we call part 1, because we already are working on part 2. But in part 1, there's a casino, there's a gallery, there's a dance club called Foreplay, a space city where you can go, and it's platform coin collection, so it's play to earn, and a gallery for trading NFTs and digital artworks. And inside of that metaverse, inside of that VR world, you can play this app. So your character now goes from the app into the metaverse, and you can interact with people. You can zap creepy people and inappropriate people. The structure and the mechanics of what we've done is really what's important here. There's a lot of metaverses out there. There's a lot of blockchain out there. There's a lot of dating apps out there, but the mechanics of what we've done with gamified classified advertising and Karma, the Game of Destiny, is really where it's at. So you use a token, right? So we sell 3 lives for $3.99, right? So a $3.99 token gets you 3 lives for up to 30 days, and that's cheaper than a cup of coffee. And now you can post your avatar on the grid, is what we call it, and post it for anything. Hot guy seeks hot girl, drummer seeks band, programmer seeks project or investor, or whatever it is that you're looking for. There's really no limit to what your tagline can say. There's no place for a monologue. And from there, you can see other people's profiles. You can read their values and compatibility answers. You can see on the top right corner, there's a color bar associated with the character. And that tells you whether the character or the person entered the game in values, compatibility, or intimate preferences, depending on what they're looking for. And obviously, you see some nice 3D effects in augmented reality. This is all available in AR. The person who posts the profile, sets up how they want their profile to be seen, whether floating or dancing or just standing there. You send emojis as an introduction. You can chat with people, but it's very counterintuitive to the Tinder model or the copies of Tinder, because once Tinder said swipe left, swipe right, everybody swipe left and swipe right. This is very counter, because you're just not looking at pictures. The people's pictures are in their safe, and they share them with whom they want after you've made some kind of engagement. So you're connecting to a real person. You just haven't seen them yet. Did you want to say
I was
something,
on
Steve?
mute the whole time. Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
I was on mute the whole time. The one thing I wanted to say was, when I first saw Karma the Game, I thought it was more of a like Second Life, I think that's called, right? Meets
Second Life.
blockchain with the metaverse. Is that where you're kind of headed? But you're talking about gaming too. So what made you
So
like, why did you start with the classifieds angle versus just being like, look, this is like Second Life, but with blockchain and meta involved in it?
like I said, there's going to be a lot of metaverses, and there's going to be a lot of great metaverses. I mean, I've seen some stuff that's coming up that'll blow your mind. Ours is very dreamlike. It's almost like a trip when you go through it, and we're very focused in music and new releases. Our affiliate is 1520 Records, shout out. And they bring us in great artists. Our executive music producer, who produced the soundtrack for the app, Anthony Flam, amazing work there. The music behind each one of these scenes is really outrageous. It's really cool, and goes along with that. So, getting to your question, in terms of creating just another Second Life, that's about to come out in tenfold. Everybody's going to have an alternative. Meta is going to be at the forefront with Horizons, and they're putting literally hundreds of millions of dollars into just another Second Life. And while that's kind of cool, it's also really nothing new, and it's nothing different. You're going to still have all of the crap that goes associated with the internet, that's been with us all along, ever since the internet has been coming coming up, we haven't been able to deal with all of these problems. Zuckerberg's got to go in front of Congress to talk about how do we deal with all of the hate and avarice and everything. Meanwhile, this gamification allows you to zap anybody and they can't come back for revenge because you guys are separated at the wallet level. So the reason that I started with gamification, the reason that I started with the app, there's two reasons. One is everybody has a phone. Okay. And not everyone is going to get into the metaverse. Not a lot of people want to put the thing on their face. Okay. Some people do, and that's great. And with blockchain, not everybody's ready. Not everybody's ready to go digital. Not everybody's ready to convert all of their money. And then you've seen the market crash and you're like, oh, wait. That's okay. I'm not even going to touch this for another 5-10 years until it's kind of leveled out. Right. So we're not trying to compete on those levels. We're not trying to get lost in the quagmire of the metaverse. We're creating our metaverse, which is a place for our characters to interact. But really what we've done is created the rule set for not just interacting, but getting along and building community. Now, what you're seeing right now is the entrance to our ideas. Our ideas are posted by ambassadors who have their own app into the game. It's like Uber. And so what they do is they make money off of everybody who joins the game with their code. So not only are you paying a very low cost for a high value of entertainment and getting a filtration system and a gamification system that makes interacting a little bit higher quality than it's been in the past, but also you can register as an ambassador, build your own audience on the platform, and make money. For every $3.99 token I get, you're going to get 60 cents in residual income as an ambassador. And this is unheard of, right? Zuckerberg's not going to give you this.
Stay on that a little bit. I want to say hi a few people too. I want to stay on that a little bit. What's
Sure.
up, Yash? Good to see you. And then David's here. What's happening, David? Tony, what's up? Miguel. And then we got Armando here as well. Rene, so I want to stay on the ambassador angle a little bit.
Making money.
When I think of ambassadors, I think like, hey man, you need scale. You need people who are a part of so see phase 2 type of thing, like more for a maturing company versus something just starting out. How have you approached ambassadors and what kind of success have you seen through the ambassador program?
So we're all in beta right now, and I would say that about 1/10 of our registrants right now are actually registered as ambassadors, and people are looking to start be at the ground level of something truly profound in terms of social networking and a social platform. Ambassadors, your typical ambassador is pretty much all the same. People trying to make money. It's like influencers making money off of the platform and building their own audience. So in that regard, it's the same. We do have another level to that. So when you're playing the app, if I chat with you, it's between you and I. And if I ask you out in the game because you had some great bar in your bucket list, and I say, hey, let's go to that, I'm opting in to be on the game show. And if you say yes, then you're opting in to be on the game show with me. That goes on our social calendar, our mutual social calendar. And now ambassadors have access to that, can meet us at the venue, promote the place, and put that on their social feed. What happens
How did you
is
go
now,
about coaching those initial ambassadors? Did you do any outreach? Was it just your network? How does that work?
no, it was a combination of both. Really, I mean, everything started with the initial announcement of what we were doing. Then we got some feedback. We talked about the program. People said, yeah, they wanted to be part of it. We did some outreach for basically social butterflies. So we were doing a lot of advertising for social butterflies, people who wanted to be involved in a next level social platform, going out, doing venues and events. The game itself brings people out of the digital space and into the reality space. In the metaverse, we're going to have digital concerts and digital venues you can go to, but the app itself was really designed initially to kind of get people to go out in real life, and make real friends, not just digital friends, and not just get lost in the digital world. So it's got a very community oriented perspective in that we're not just hooking up, we're not just becoming connections on, I've got 17,000 LinkedIn connections, and I've met really very small amounts of those people in real life, or done, very little business with a lot of those people. And 70,000 people on our Instagram, right? And that's a lot of followers. That doesn't necessarily
That's great.
equate to users, doesn't equate to business, and it certainly doesn't necessarily equate to having a beer with somebody. So what we're trying to do is sort of marry those two. So getting back to Second Life, it's kind of like Second Life, but it's really not like Second Life at all. And so that's in essence where the difference lies.
Got it, man. Hey, with such a big idea like this, I'm very simple minded. I'm like, okay, give me this. I can get execute on this. Where do you start? Where do you start with something like this?
So the app was really where we were starting, and even though the app has complexity, just joining the app and entering the game, and you have to enter one of three doors: either values, compatibility, or intimate preferences, which is ultimately how people shop for people, right? So that's really the simple,
When you say
you
start
know.
with the app though, like, what does that mean? Like, what is the initial idea that you had before it evolved to something that was like, hey, meta blockchain? Did you already have those concepts in the initial idea?
So I brain mapped this in 2013, and when I
Yeah.
brain mapped it, it really just immediately designed as gamified classified advertising, because
Oh,
it was through gamification that I could deal with all of the problems that I was looking at that were wrong with the internet and social networking. So a lot of the hate really was paramount. A lot of the scam was essential. The tokenization was really designed to deal with a lot of the low level scam that happens in the freemium model, right? So everything that's free is full of garbage, right? And so you have to charge something, but what Match.com charges is $30 to $50 a month, and they don't entertain you. They just basically show you a resume. They don't, they give you nothing other than a couple of names and addresses, and then they have the free. I mean, not addresses, but names. They have the freemium model. But if you want to see who likes you, you got to pay. So that was way too expensive for me. That just didn't make any sense. And so I knew that it always had to be inexpensive, and I'm a throwback to the arcade. And so the business model really is an arcade model where I walk into the arcade, I buy a bunch of tokens, and then I go play a bunch of machines. I get 3 lives. I die, I put another token into the machine, I get 3 more lives. So that's the
yeah.
business model in terms of monetization. And all of that came about at the same time. The name took a little longer. The exact pricing structure took a little longer, but that fundamentally started all together. The augmented reality and the 3D, I grabbed as soon as I could, and that was all at the beginning of Unity and Unreal and so on. So I already knew that I didn't want the same interface that everybody else was using for app development. I wanted something that had some depth through it and 3D ability, and then ultimately VR, having had the history that I had with VR development.
I know you're just in beta, but you've been doing this for a long time. You got 25 years of being a serial entrepreneur on this. So, what has worked in the early stages of a big idea like this? What has your marketing strategy been thus far?
So we're just starting, really. I mean, we've kind of put it out there. I've been more
Yeah.
preoccupied with the development, which is, like you said, it's very complex and it's very in depth. Um, I've tried to simplify wherever I could. I've pivoted where I could, in order
Mm.
to streamline it wherever I was able to, because yes, it is a big idea. But it was important for me to maintain the structure of its inevitable growth, so that I could hit it out of the park, because I built the park, right? So I knew all of the rules and all of the structures for it, and I wasn't really going to have any competition. There's with all of the hundreds of millions of dollars that Meta is spending, there's no competition. They don't have any structure to make a better quality internet, right? They only have the money to make really great graphics and control the Oculus store, but they don't have any mechanism for dealing with the scam. They don't have any mechanism. They're the worst for human trafficking in the world, but they're also the biggest. So that, that goes hand in hand. But we have algorithms that even look for human trafficking and evidence of multiple profiles set from a single machine. So in terms of marketing, we're starting now. We've just brought somebody on. We've tried different PR firms, marketing firms, and that really hasn't worked for us. We think that growing organically is probably our best bet, and then
Yeah.
advertising. So we're right now we're in a raise. We're trying to raise some funds that will lend itself to advertising. We're our beta is about to flip, in the sense that we've had a PHP background that's about to change to Node.js, and as soon as that change happens, we plug it into our VR world, which is ready right now. We have our first 5 worlds ready to go, and
Nice.
hopefully that's done in October. And if we're on time and we're going good according to the roadmap, in 2023, we'll introduce part 2 and blockchain. And the blockchain will only be optional, which is also a very good method for not creating barriers for people to join. So you'll be able to enter our metaverse, our interreality, from a number of different perspectives, whether you're into the metaverse, you're into just apps, you're into blockchain, you want a social experience. We don't require you to subscribe. You put in a token, you play for a month. You don't put in a token, you don't have to play anymore. You can play for 5 months, not play for 2 years, come back and play again. Again, it's we're not trying to lock people down into any kind of subscription. Very similar to a classified advertising model. You come when you wanna, you post when you wanna, you go out when you wanna. You can stay in for 5 years. It doesn't matter. And what's really profound in the platform is that we attach every 30 days of your memories, everything you do, all of the chats, all of the pictures you send, all of the connections you make, every 30 days gets attached to that token. And then we give you back those tokens with your memories and delete your memories off of our platform, because real privacy is what you do, not necessarily who you are, right? So
Mm.
we give you that back, provided you didn't break any laws or anything like that. These are our NFTs, by the way, online. These are going to be great collectibles. The NFTs will also give you powers in the game, because the characters that you choose have different powers. And those are going to be fun. Then we're going to start to offer NFTs for jetpacks and flying cars and things like that, which you will be able to take from life to life. If your avatar is terminated, you can't use the same avatar again, just like using the same username again. And you come back as a new person, which is why it's called Karma, the game of destiny. Karma being that, hopefully you come back better next time.
I like it. All right. Hey, Rene, I want to move on to our app audit section of our show. And if you guys want us to take a look at your app, all we got to do is go to appmasters.com. I should have a better graphic for this, but appmasters.com/audit, appmasters.com/audit, and we'll take a look at your app, give you feedback. We've had some amazing case studies and help you kind of grow downloads, revenues, all that jazz with a future live stream. All right, Rene, we like to tell dad jokes, corny jokes, as I like to say. Somebody called me out. Hey, moms can be funny too. I'm like, all right, I get you. So, do you have a dad joke ready to go at all?
Oh God, no. I mean, I do
Okay,
them on the
I
fly.
got one.
I think that's what
I
dad
got one.
jokes are all about. Go ahead, give me a dad.
Uh, I made it. I spent some time making that thing. I got to show it, right? All right, Rene, I got one. Why is it too risky to give a cow weed? Why is it too risky to give a cow weed? The stakes would be too high. There you go.
But
But a bum. All right. You want to do one on the fly or no?
no. Oh my
All right.
God, they'd be
Save it
even worse.
All right. Nicholas wants us to look at his AR VR viewer. We try to pick out some, Rene, in the AR VR meta space type of thing. So here's his app. His main question is customer acquisition. So I don't know if you want to lead off, Rene, if you got any thoughts on his app store presence at all, but he wants to get more customers. What would you say to him?
So just it really comes down to consistency. And there's no real magic. Definitely do some PR. That helps. Again, consistent. It can be a little expensive, but it's worth spending. Anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month on reaching out to new markets. But in terms of the markets that you have, just keep it up. Put yourself out there twice a week at least, every week, 3 times a week. If you can get to every day, it's like having two jobs. I know, because we're in it. But people will start to pick up on you. Your graphics look great. Really nice colors and combination. I like your logo with the glasses. It's simple and effective. I love the greens for the Matrix style. But yeah, just keep putting it out there. Send it out to as many people as send out direct links. That's always good. And just keep it up. Your numbers will start to grow. You sometimes you don't even notice it, and they're just really starting to grow. And get people to boost you back. Reach out to people. Promote them. They'll promote you. That's really the way to do it organically. There's the only magic is in money. And that happens, when you spend a lot of it and you just get out to all of these markets. And viral is really, typically because there's a lot of money behind it, and they're paying a lot of people to promote you on different channels. Advertising is good in some gaming magazines, some AR magazines. That's what we're about to do right now. Focus on target markets and a consistency. I just tell you, consistency is the key to the game.
Yeah. I have Nicholas, my first thing is I have no idea what this app is. I mean, AR, VR viewer, I kind of get what that is, but you're also talking about like bring printed images to life like magic, scanning QR codes, make cars. I have no idea what the app really is beyond just being a AR viewer and VR viewer. So I'm going to disagree with Rene. I don't like your graphics in the background. I think it makes it really hard to read what your screenshots say. And I think it's just too much text. Like skinny down all the actual text into one thing that people just get versus like nobody's going to read all this stuff, man. The only place that they read is when they're about to pay you. So I just don't think that people are reading all this tiny little text, and so tiny right here. This is blown up, by the way. It's really, you say VR, AR right here, but your first screenshot says QR, and I have no idea what the difference is. So I'd tying up, like, before I think about customer acquisition, like, really make sure people understand what your app is. If you're doing marketing and like Facebook advertising, like Rene said, that fine, they'll probably have come in knowing a little bit about your app. But if you're just relying on App Store search downloads, it's a little bit hard to figure out what this app really is. And then I'm going to put AR viewer, AR first, but just keyword volume on this. Polycam, 3D. Yeah, okay, so look, these are pretty decent. And then if I put AR kit, let's see, AR viewer, 3D viewer. So there's not a lot of search volume for AR viewer. Maybe there's just more search volume for AR and augmented reality, but AR. There's not much traffic for viewer. Oh, it's not the right keyword that I would be targeting. And I don't know why you have AR, VR again, and QR down here. So if I were to start with this, I would probably start with Apple search ads or Facebook ads, depending on who your target market is. I think Facebook is great when people are not searching for whatever you're going after, but you want to segment a demographic like men age, I don't know, 25 to 55, and who understand AR, VR type of thing. And then boom, Facebook gives you that intelligence, whereas Apple is going to be more reliant on people searching for augmented reality and then you finding your app. But let's take a quick look at this one, what they say. Okay, they're just kind of showing off this already. So I think I would get clear on what your messaging is, because it's unclear to me what this app is all about, really. All right, let's take a look at the app, shall we? Let's see what we find out. You're gonna see my desk probably. Woo, man, Nicholas, bro, that's a lot of text. Welcome to front page, huh? We're glad you're here. Let's get started. So come to life with magical AR video. I don't like the text; makes it really hard to read. It feels Game of Thrones to me. Love that show, by the way. And then, but it's very hard to read. Jump in anytime, Rene. These items could be used for
Yeah, no,
business.
I'm appreciative of the zoom in, but yeah, I'm looking at it now with you.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Watch VR. What's this? Hopefully nothing scandalous comes up. Okay. So I can see certain things in VR. Really cool. I'm not going to do anything there. This looks like a QR code scanner. Oops. I don't have any QR codes, unfortunately. So I'll go back. Guess I can create some QR codes.
I think that, like the name says, is really just a viewer of
And then
AR and VR is really not appropriate for the name in terms of phone use. We have a VR preview in phone mode where the UI gets lost in VR world. But it probably be an AR viewer. Watch VR.
I would say that here's what I like to do, Rene. This is just my personal opinion, especially if I'm launching a app like this. I want to know, I think the product is just, I would hire a UX UI designer. I just think it's really bad in terms of usage, but like watch people use it and see where you're falling apart, Nicholas, because I have no idea what to do. Show it to different strangers, don't explain anything to them and let them use the app. Right now it's crashing. I don't know what the create is. It could be my phone. This is my older iPhone 7 Plus, but it's crashing right now. So, whoops, that's the next app we'll be looking at. Yeah, I just think the UI UX needs a lot of help before you can run some customer acquisition. Because again, like, what's the point of bringing in downloads if nothing happens to those downloads? It feels like you have a leaky bucket. You have a product problem right now, not a customer acquisition problem, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Rene, shout out to Ricardo. Ricardo's got a joke. All right, Ricardo, let me get my thing ready to go. Do. I gotta move these. Why do astronauts use Linux? Because they can't open Windows in space. Shots fired. Armando says, wow, presentation of the dad joke stream just gets better every day. Hey, Armando, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Hey, Rene, one thing I want to ask you, you started a lot of companies. You've been in this business for 25 years. What's one lesson that you can say to like maybe the beginning entrepreneur? Like, here's what I've learned through all my experience. What's one, I don't know, piece of wisdom you can impart on them?
Failure is key. And you can't find success without it. You really have to take all of those as lessons so that you can, build on it. Like even your constructive criticism of the app is an important, lesson for the developer. And he could just be angry, right? And be like, yeah, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm going to take my app and I'm going to be successful and I'm going to go for customer acquisition, and that's that, right? But if he's going to grow as an entrepreneur, he's got to hear that and say, hey, wow, okay, let's see what I can do. I see that, I'm being told I failed. Oh, I realized I failed. Actually, he's right. I did fail. And with that, now I can go and I can succeed. I can get with some people. I can create more value add and take it to the next level. So you always got to take it to the next level. But before you can take it to the next level, you have to fail.
Yeah,
You have to trip, and you have to be okay with that.
totally. And be patient about the whole process too. To know that these lumps are going to come, and then eventually you'll figure it all out. Yeah. I love it.
Absolutely.
Love it. Talk to people. That's why I love doing this. I love to talk to people. What's up, Yan? Good to see you. You're kind of late, but all right. All right, let's get into the next app. We got David. We try to pick something that real world type of things, Renee. So David says, I want to get more downloads from the US. All right, David. Maybe he's getting good downloads because he's got 124 in Word categories. He's getting pretty good downloads, 926, almost 1,000 reviews. Pretty decent. Looks like a, what's that called? Heads up. Is it heads up? No. What's that? I think it's heads up actually, but it looks like a heads up type of model. Heads up, 7 Up. Remember? I think we're about around the same age where we used to play Heads Up, 7 Up. What is that called from? Yeah, it is Heads Up. All right, cool. I am right. Phew. Looks like a heads up type of game. Choose from 60 categories, enjoy various things. Love it, love it, love it. Cool.
Straightforward, nice UI.
Yeah, it seems to be doing well in other countries. So he wants to go in the US as well. I love everything. I think this is really good. I think this imagery tells you exactly what the app is. If anybody's played Heads Up, extremely popular game, people will know exactly what it means. 60 categories. I love it. Various categories. I think one thing that would be interesting to David is talk about the kids element of it. I know there's kids part too. I know there's apps like this that are just specifically for kids, but I tend to play with my kids a lot. Obviously, I'm a parent, but think about that. But I love everything right now that I'm seeing. So headbands, and I like the name. There's actually one of the strategies I like to use when people names. But one of the things I like to do when it comes with names, maybe you did this, David, was look at, especially if I have a game, look at the Amazon App Store or the Amazon App Store. Look on Amazon, see if there's any board games, and then see if I can leverage that name into my app. And that was Headbands for another 10 years ago. But Headbands, I believe, is a board game that utilizing your headbands is what it's called. Here's the game that I'm thinking about. So I love that you called it this. Let's search for headbands. Maybe you rank well for it. And I'm just revealing your secrets, David. Let's take a look at you rank really pretty well. Like you're in the top 6 for a lot of these keywords. Heads up, exposed, charades, would you rather? Headbands, pretty decent. Okay. Doesn't look like there's a lot of traffic for spelling. Decent. All right. So let's look at your grades real quick. So, David, I think what I would do is really go in on. Now, I know you have it in your US title, headbands, but I think that'd be the main keyword I try to focus in on as much as possible. I haven't done a lot of keyword research for you for this, but if there's a keyword that you've done research on that has traffic or competition, I would go in on headbands versus charades. I just don't think you're going to win when it comes to charades because there's this app right there. Heads Up is probably there. Charades for Kid is there. So I would actually go in on headbands as much as possible because look at this. Nobody else is going up for that keyword, but everybody's going for charades. Charades, play charades with friends, charades kids, charades. So headbands is what I would try to focus in on in the Spanish Mexico versus having charades once again in there. I know you have it in the US, but I might just put headbands by itself in the Spanish Mexico title and see if that helps out in terms of downloads. But I also like when it comes to driving more US downloads, like, dude, Apple search ads, that is it. Like, done, simple. Let's take a quick look at what comes up when we search for keyword. Rene on here. Rene, jump in anytime, man. Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm just following it, and I like your style, Steve. It's very thorough.
So yeah, I think he is running. Looks like he's running some ads on Apple search ads too. I got some other ideas, so let's go into the app right now. If these would work. Here, charades. Hold your move from her. Okay. Daily rewards. Oh, okay. I don't know app. Okay. Play. You got a category you want me to pick? Let's play one. I'm gonna pick actors.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for the actors. Or animals are good.
Play. So 3, 2, 1. All right, Rene. I'm gonna pretend like I'm not. Go for it. I'm just gonna listen to your audio. Can you see what's on my phone?
I can see what's on your phone. Okay.
Give me some hints, man. I saw this already. Sorry. Give me
You
hints.
saw it already. 300. Zeus.
Oh, what's his name? What? This is the actor, right? Clive Owen? No.
No.
Gerald Butler.
You got it.
Gerald Butler? Yes.
Gerard Butler.
All right, give me.
Speed. Beautiful. No.
Keanu Reeves? Sandra Bullock.
You got it.
I hope that means right. I saw this one
That's
too.
it.
Liam Neeson.
Sandra Bullock.
Yo, this guy's canceled. You can't put Kevin Spacey anymore. Emma Watson. Okay.
Oh, I love her.
I just want to see what. Yeah. All right, continue. Cool. I don't know what the monetization is. I think these are probably
the same.
Okay.
It probably has to be advertising. He's subscribing. It's a hard model to subscribe to. I have to say, because especially with things like this, you're always up against people who are free, and when you want to charge any kind of subscription price, you really have to add value. Because people that's the way people think for the most part, or it's got to be something that like a lot of these art programs that just do such amazing things you can only do on your phone, and then they charge you some ridiculous fee like $8 a week, but still they give you something that you can't do anywhere else, and they make you want it. With games like this, you're gonna have a hard time. You really just need scale before you can think about subscription.
David's here. He's like, I am running Apple search ads. The second, this is the second pricing page, but after the first one is annual subscription, only 3 days, and it makes me much more money than this page. Then show that. If the annual
Yeah,
one makes more money, then show that. David, I think
annual.
what this screen is, sorry, go ahead,
No, no.
Renee.
Sorry. Yeah, I was going to say annual subscriptions are actually nice. They're easy for people
Mhm.
when they see, hey, wow, I can have this for $15-20 for the entire year. That's value add. That's getting back to what I was saying. People like value add. So wherever you think you can add value, it's the same with you. What you're buying, what you're subscribing, and what you're getting free. It'll be consistent across the board.
Yeah, David, I don't know if you tried advertise ads, but it might be interesting because I don't actually see ads. Maybe you're gonna hit me with the interstitial. I don't see the annual. I love this pricing page. I think it's interesting. Here's I don't have data to, but here's my suggestion. Here's what I would be testing. Okay, 199 for the purchase capitals. I'd remove the monthly if you're gonna keep this page. I don't mind the weekly because I've seen other apps in this like party game space do weekly pretty well. I might try a 3-day trial on the weekly or not, but I'm going to assume you want more people to buy just the all categories because the shelf life on these things, which I've worked with a couple of party games, seems relatively low. So I'm assuming that you want people to buy. And I think with the way you lay it out, most people will see that the best offer is $5.99 and buy that one. So, and maybe you want to do that as a yearly offer with a 3-day trial where the weekly doesn't have it. But yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, your lifetime purchase was the best. So I just remove monthly. I think it's just too many options and just clean it up so that it's like, I like this, but I think you can even go horizontal so you can show things like we read from left to right. So it's like it's easier for us to compare left to right, which one's the best versus then up and down. So I might try visually, but I would definitely remove the monthly and then just put lifetime. So back to your strategy in terms of growth too. I would pick a category that nobody plays. Whoops, let me bring back your app. And this is one of my favorite campaigns to run. And I think you can get some. So here's what I would do and really go in on the ASO. This should help your ASO. So I'm putting the back button. Doesn't seem to be working, which is fine, but looks like I have to press the X. So pick one that is like super, like nobody buys this crap, right? So maybe it's, I don't know.
Well, nobody likes vegetables.
What's that?
I
Vegetables?
said no vegetables.
That's hilarious. I think, I would pick Netflix. I'm trying to think one. I like Harry Potter. Okay, Game of Thrones. Like it's timely, right? Everybody's talking about it. So make this in-app purchase for free. So this one, I'm assuming it's a non-consumable. Make it for free. Okay. And
Right.
here's what you do. When you make it for free, you can go on a website called App Advice. And I'm sure people have streamed or let them know that this one in-app purchase, which is a non-consumable, is free for the next couple of days. All right, David, and reach out to Tyler, I think is the name, but I wonder if they changed it. It's Tyler. It's Jen now, but you can reach out to Tyler, Jen, and then tell her that you're going to be free for the next couple of days. Here's our app. Links to the app, and then give her the amount that you charge. That's why I would put it $199 because what we found is there's no real difference from $199 to 99 cents. You actually make more money from $199. Make it free. Game of Thrones, very timely. People will want it. And then what generally ends up happening when I run it for games is you make more money because people come into your app. You get probably around 5 to 10,000 downloads, and within 2 days, they're all good downloads, by the way. And then they end up coming into your game and buying other things. So you should see an increase in revenues. And if you do, you better tell me, David, because I want that data. And we're testing out different things with subscription apps, how to run it. But so stay tuned for that. But that's what I would do. It works. Fix your ASO, then run this app advice campaign. Give those keywords, those new keywords, a little bit of a boost. All right. And then thank me later and you can get me beer. I don't know where you're at, David, but non-alcoholic beer is all I drink. So, or a mocktail works too. All right, Renee, anything else you want to talk about with this app?
I did like the design, and I like the overall. I appreciated your left to right statement on the pricing, but in all the simplicity and the clear pictures and the nice graphics, I thought were very cool. Even the color scheme is good. You know, the dark back and the light, boxes. UI is nice.
One tip I will give to David, two things that I'll add on is one, after I'm done with the game, ask for a review. Don't ask for it like this. I'm going to leave you a review anyways. But typically, if you just show the pop-up, people will leave more reviews. Secondly, I think you can clean this up. I think this is wasted space. What the hell are you doing? Just show me a play button. I don't know. In my opinion, I think it's wasted space. Like, just take me to this. It feels like you
Right.
have a lot to offer. So just take me to this. I mean, the balance is a little bit off. I would just probably, if you want to put some of your tabs, the tabs here, oops. If you want the tabs, like personally, put it down here. The play is duh. You know what I mean? You can easily put a play button on these things. And so when I tap act it out, you just go, okay, play. You take me to act it out. Okay.
So I
So
think this was the first screen, but this is not the first screen. Yeah, this should be the first
yeah.
screen.
Yeah, I think so too. He says, I asked for reviews after 3 plays. You give me the data, David. If 50% of your users are playing 3 times, fine. But if you find that most people are just playing once and getting the hell out, I would be more aggressive with it. People have reported back from this community that have been on these live streams and say, look, I asked for a review on first open and it actually works, Steve. You just have to you just have to time it. I used to do it, Rene, just on app open. I did get more reviews, but I got a couple of 1-star reviews saying I can't play this app without doing, leaving a review. But I think get them at their happiest moment. They're usually happiest after the first time. Don't wait for the second time. Just do it on the first time and thank
Yeah, I
them
agree.
later. Okay. And then, yeah, I like this. Cool. I still don't see the lifetime. So yeah, it's good stuff. Good job, David. If there's anything else, let me know. But I think otherwise it's a really good game. Rene, anything that I missed that you want to make sure we cover?
No, I'm enjoying listening to you.
Thanks, man. Well, congrats on the game, man. Like, if there's anything that you have for me that you want to talk about from a marketing perspective, let me know. I'm happy to help you out there. But the game you can search for it on the app stores, on Google or iOS. It is Karma the Game. Just check it out there or go to karmathegame.guru. So, again,
And we also
Renee
have
kind of broke it down.
soundtrack was released last year, so you can listen to it on Spotify
Nice,
or any
man.
streaming platform.
Look at you. That's awesome, man. David, thanks for the feedback. Hey, David, do me a favor, man. Follow up with me. Let me know what you implemented, what you didn't. And if you want to come on to a future live stream, I love talking to indies and just saying like, yeah, this worked. This didn't work. So hopefully you game for that. All right. Once again, it is Karma the Game on both platforms or karmathegame.guru. Renee, if the audience wants to follow up with you and say thank you for coming on, do you want to send them anywhere else?
No, that's a great place to go. Just come right down to the website. You can definitely connect straight to me through the contact page. So our IG is Karma the Game. It's another great place to DM us. And we're on Twitter, and our Discord is slowly getting up to speed, but IG is definitely where we're at.
Let me check you out. Wow, look at this. Yo, thanks for the share. Talk to me if we got a second. Renee, talk to me
Yeah.
about your IG strategy. Like, why you got close to 70,000 followers? What's worked on IG, and what was the strategy behind just having a platform? I mean, being on Instagram, is it worth it as an app? Should you do it? Because it's a lot of time investment as well.
It is. It is. Well, we're a social platform, so it's really about the music, what we're doing, where we're going, what we're hanging out, where are the parties, and so it's a behind the scenes. It's where most of our story is happening, and I'm sure that the story is everything. You know, the story is, especially if you're talking about something that's in depth as this as a platform. You know, the history and everything else like that is just part of our culture. So that's really been what's been behind our IG campaign. You know, is telling that story as it's happening, as it's going, where we're at. You know, we even put up, you know, some of our failures. Sometimes we're about to release a graphic novel, so some of that's on there as well. There's an animation coming that, you know, it's a science fiction backstory of our avatars in the game, and the hosts of the show, the guru, the gold guy you see as our logo, is our Alex Trebek, and we've got a co-star that's Lucy, and an astrologer that's Alter. So all of this, you know, it needs a platform to sort of tell that story as it begins, as it evolves, and that's what IG has really worked for us for, and so that's why we put a lot of energy into that. You know, we're again connected to 1520 Records as an affiliate of ours. Ultimately, they'll be curating the music streams that come through the platform and our metaverse. And so, you know, that's really the essence of why IG is very important. Facebook kind of works the same, not as effective, and Discord tends to sort of be more about the NFTs and the cryptocurrency. Same with Twitter. So IG really just gives us the biggest or the most effective platform for the whole story.
Love it. Okay. And then David gave us a little hint as well. And he said, look, guys, let me see if our socials can clip it up. David says, by the way, the category page makes more money with 2 columns than 3. It is over 20%.
Wow.
Very cool.
Good
That's awesome, man.
analytics.
Congrats. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. All right, David, you're going to have to come on to a future live stream and just break it down. Some of the suggestions I made, and I love this. So you're already sharing good tips. Let's have you on in a future live stream. All right, next week, Rene, congrats on everything, man. We're going to break it down. So we're going to have somebody from Bravo. They're doing a campaign right now. It's called Entrepreneur. It's like a founders in residence type of program. But we're going to have somebody from Bravo breaking it down. This new program that can get you access to $25,000. And then we're going to talk about how to grow properly in a very scalable manner without giving up any of your equity. So join us every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific. We're going to be here breaking it down all for you. Rene, thank you so much for coming on and doing this, man.
Really appreciate everything, Steve. Thank you very much. And a shout out to your audience. Wonderful to see the participation.
Yeah, I love it, man. Soft breakfast, everybody. You came right at the end, bro. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you next